Good afternoon, folks. It's 12:30 p.m. on this 20th day, 7th month, 2023. Right, I'm going to pull up a screen here so I can maybe see some comments as they go. And here's that part of it. 12:30 p.m. Ooh, this definitely me. Right, I'll have that over here, and let me have a quick go through here. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. You're all aware of what's going on over here, right? And I'm going to give a heads up also to the coast of Australia up here as well. Right, so I'm going to go there first, right? 24s, nothings. The 3s, nothings. The 5s, showing up. 10s, you've had it. So this coast roll is about to become very volatile from all the cold air in these pockets in here, and I'm not believing that this rain ain't going to go further south than this, up on the 10s. So I'm going to be watching this very, very, very closely. Yeah, it looks like they're starting to show it. It wasn't on here a minute ago. And that's just a little bit. But I expect some of these to rise because there's band after band after band. Very cold moisture out here. And this here going on around New Zealand, ain't no joke either, showing up some of the totals on the 10 for the Hart Bay area is still showing quite high, over 10 centimeters in spots. And this section here to Kaikoura through here, some of the maps I was seeing were showing there 30 centimeters. I'm hitting this area here. I think it's more like about 15 is what they can expect here coming during this event. As I go to the ECNFW over here, you see they're showing some terrible totals. They're very concerned about this particular area where I'm pointing here. Because if these totals occur in the mountain here, all this valley here, it has a long way to go before it can make its turn to the sea, the water. Right, so as it goes around these corner here, it's going to be rough. If you don't want to be camping here, it is for sure. Right, in winter is coming. Some of these totals are going to be in the form of snow as well. But as we head further south in this direction here, those totals ain't going to be snow. They're not going to be snow at all. So as I show you your new snow totals, you got like 2 events coming. Now, a lot of this event here is the dregs from some cold stuff that came from the south, but not quite like what's coming in your second batch. Right between here and there. If I go to your rain accumulation ones, you'll see there's a gap between when you're getting and when you ain't. So we're gonna run through that part of your weather plan now. I'll kind of show you what you're facing. You've had a huge beam go up across from here to here to interrupt the river of moisture, and it's actually panning in a direction like that, so the wiper blade's actually moving that way, sweeping the water down into the system that's going to be affecting you and Fiji and them, and this is a huge earthquake risk for them. And I've got a couple different views of that going on out here. So I'll run this one so you can see this beam that's out here in the middle of the nowheres. Right here, it's influencing a huge amount of this river of moisture. It's backing it all up. And when I look over here on Worldview, I clearly see evidence of the beam here in this hazed out squared area here moving up. So it's not a glitch if it's just been used to manipulate the weather. Right, this is just some NASA Worldview that it's not always such a pleasure to be beholden. Look at all these streamers of crap. Assuring the atmosphere has just the catalyst it needs to fuel this storm. It's going to get windy. It's going to be rough. And so I'm going to run through a bit of that for you now. I got to eat something after that. Isn't that the most pleasant totals to be seeing there, is it? Not the most pleasant totals at all. And so that's fairly eminent. And so let's run through what's going to go on over the next few days. And right now it's fairly on top of you. Right, you got all the chem, all the bombs, and every bit of worry that goes with that. It's some of these winds. I'm going to go right to the winds that are offshore right now. are extremely high gusts. You don't get caught out here in your waka when you got 80 km/h winds. There's certain levels that you have, and that's at sea level. You know, they usually measure winds. Let's see if I can get this to go up to 10,000 feet. Right about there. This is usually 10,000 feet is where they measure your storm winds. And what's passing over through the straits here up across Auckland is very, very bad, very, very dangerous for your high-sided vehicles. So watch yourselves on these bridges, watch yourself on the wherever you go. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, kind of a situation. Because these winds out here also, they ain't nothing to be taken lightly. 76 km/h, 76 kilometers an hour. Big, huge wind band going across your whole country right now. So your wind will be howling. And it's not going to be the most comfortable night to have, you know, your lights go out and you hear the howlings of the wind and the wonders of man-made weather occurring right over the top of you. So we have a bit of a wind shift direction here. That's when the stress on your buildings and your trees topple things the other direction. So be very careful out there as this low begins to spin and cyclonically out here, you know, off the base. Seems to be doing a bit of a wander north. He's not letting you out of it. So I'm expecting a beam to come up through here in about 12-15 hours to cut that loose. Right, whammo. Send that free. You get another low forms here. This low here is going to join these winds down here. It's going to bash this coastline right here where my hand is. Watch. See the big band turn? Left turn, Clyde. Shimmy on down here. Here it comes. It does the chick-a-boom, and it gives you the bump of the butt right into the old kisser of Christchurch. Yeah, this is not going to be a good moment for stress on your fault lines either when that clobber occurs there on a Saturday my time. Yeah, which will be Sunday morning the 23rd your time. As this cyclonic system keeps giving you the old high colonic. And lots of water. It will be very, very plentiful. And your next batch that's coming is not to be taken lightly from over here. It's going to be one of them storms you ain't seen in a while. Where you're going to get a full-on bashing from the south. And that's where winter's going to come to the islands. Both of them. Yeah, so I imagine some people will look forward to seeing snow well. And those who do not look forward to seeing it, well, you may not. Because you might not look at it. Yeah, but you're gonna have a good wintry mix coming through some of the parts of your nation here. So I'll zoom in a bit on that, and then I'll go over to Australia and show you some of your coastal wandering storms. Oh, excuse me. This screen's a little thinner than I'm used to. It's just a full-on bashing of the coast. Keep that heated flow through here. Everything has to keep going up and over. All you do is send the flow straight to that to feed that storm. It'll shove it right out of the way. It would blow the convections that's keeping this low turning down here. But no, the geoengineers have other plans for New Zealand. And as we get in toward the 25th, you'll start feeling that Antarctic blast up your ass, and it's gonna get cold. That's when the temperatures are gonna drop significantly. That's in the wrong side of the atmosphere. I want that surface temperatures now. Okay, surface temperatures will be more of your concern some of these days here as the coldness just take over. Hey, that day there ain't gonna be no warm. There ain't no warm that day. Okay, man, -1. That's no fun. Unless you like wearing your ski suits and stuff. As these big pockets of cold air keep popping up what looks like a human head figure down there. It's going to get cold. As winter continues to come along and you start seeing those different color blues, and you know it's getting colder and cold. Yeah, so make sure you get your warm stuff prepared. Blankets, hot cocoa, and firewood if you're into that kind of thing and you're allowed. -1. Hey, go a little over there. It's a little less. Have a 0. Right, so it's going to be cold. I'm over this manipulated snow. I'm over man-made weather completely. Yeah, I'm so over it, but I have to keep showing it. Right here, it goes unshown. And if we don't see it, and then say something about it, we're complacent. And complacency kills. You're watching Winter Now breeze across there. She goes, she kisses even to the top of the island, right over there, the penis insulated. The insulated one there. And it could look like a beer tap. You just kind of just pull that tap piece down. And that one won't last too long. And then guess what's behind it? Another one. And guess what's behind it? Yeah, that's got to then spin and collect this from us. And that'll be a whole nother situation as we go over to Australia. And I think we're going to catch you about here. Let's see what you guys are going to get. You're going to get it. Hey, I'm hungry. So I'm going to let this roll for Australia. Hey, just watch. Watch. So I'm going to let that roll. And let you just look for a minute. Yeah, a bit of action here going across the traffic in the center of New South Wales. Wailing away. Yeah, a bit of action here going across the quarter toward Esperance in a condom gulp. Yeah, not good at all for you guys, huh? As the slammer gets shut. Wham! You see where these tendrils keep coming to you, New Zealand from? They gather this stuff from here, sling it right across at you. They came back that visited Adelaide one day is up your nose without the rubber hose the next. Ooh, Tassie on the 22nd. Yeah, another batch. See? Things moving oddly to you yet? Yeah, I climbed a long way, that cold air, to mix with that cold air. They look like they're holding the two masses off. Hey, so imagine there's a beam that's going to be working right in down your coastline, you know. Just a great big old beam. Who knows how big that sucker's going to be. See this big blast here? Bzz. The flyer is in. 1 blast, 2 blasts. You got a ship out here at sea. And I'm going back in hours. I'll just let it roll. Hey, bzz. Sweeping that way, you get 2 of them. Boom, 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 boom. Getting fried, causing earthquakes. Make them happen. Right, you got a beam straight up here. You get a beam straight over there. You get a beam. Because I've already gone over these. So I can see where they're going to ride in. See that there's a line that's actually even poked straight out here. Nothing's getting past it. Nothing can go through the straight like it normally would want to flow. So it's all been held off to come up and over and around, and it can't make it past the heated outflow of this with the main body of water is now. With the shock wave of that coming straight out, boom, and sweeping it in that direction is actually moving it in a lateral flow in one of the layers of atmosphere. And so that water's coming. And it looks like Fiji's going to be the recipient of a good bit of it. Yeah, that's terrible for their earthquakes. I'd be expecting something very large. That's 2 shots. Yeah, that's reverb. So right, what else we got going on here is back to the double trouble. As we look up at the coastline and say, uh-oh, it looks like there's a bit of action there between Brisbane and the Hervatius Bay. Ooh, as it comes inland. Ooh, get the gimpy effect. Ooh. Cam shakalaka. You guys are going to cap it. Right? Bit of a spinner. And what kind of winds can you expect those days? Hey, they're not the kind of thing you're going to want to be out there in your boat on with your little sailboat and sunfish. You will be floundering. Flounder. In this big animal house of life, 60-kilometer-an-hour winds. You're not gonna want to be out here at the tip of Fraser. You're not gonna want to be right up here ashore. You're gonna want to be looking out over all this from a beautiful restaurant with a view over here. Yeah, that's what that's sometimes all about. Back to the rain and the thunders and all the rumblers. Yeah, go back a couple of days and you get a better look. Right. Now I'm over here at Sunday morning, my time, 8 o'clock. So that puts it at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Sunday the 23rd. Australia chain. Right around here. Bundaberg. Yeah, the bush is going to get wet. There's a lot of flats out here. Very, very flat. The water will run very quick through there. Oh, and then a total inundation occurs. Kingaroy. And under the all new name cities, I can't even know what they was calling Brisbane again on some of the maps. Something with the word, sounded like the word Minge. Mingy Town. Goldie, get a bit of action was coming up there too, so be very dramatic looking out to sea. But Agnes Water to this corridor here looks like you're under an electrical system for about a day and a half, 2 days. Okay, so bend down the hatches, get your candles ready, get your deck of cards, get right with yourself, because you might be spending some time with it. As that finishes working its way up the coast, and then it's done, and then the can stir. Right, and then it gets a blast. Ooh, what's happening there? Then they get a blaster. Boom, 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 over. Waddle, waddle. I'm going backwards. Now as we get into the same time period, boom, Tully, Caldwell, Ingham, that corridor there, it's your turn. Port Douglas. And then out to sea it goes. And on a day like that, that's how it goes. Right? That's just, here's your weather, that's what it's going to be, that's what it says. And then it's all in here on the 26th. 29th that you got another spinner off the coast here. Hey, with a high pressure like that in place, there's only one place for this sucker to go. She's coming to visit you after that, so it looks like the beginning of your August will have you a guest with another, oh my god, here it comes, the combined suck kind of whole thing of it all. Now, I didn't load up the sat view, so I'm not gonna, right, because I didn't. And I gave you a basic forecast. You can expect me to do another one here by the time you get up in the morning. Or if you get up too dang early, you can give me one. Alright? Geoengineering is beyond real. It's getting to be really pain in the ass. You know, we're getting so over these 9 round things that they call circulations. There's nothing but a bunch of made up squares that look like a group of anuses out here. A little dragon in the tub, in the bathtub, the little anus cloud there, sphinctering it up, man, making your weather like shit. How many squares do you see here? See a little face of your ancestors yet? See him yet? Well, he's flicking an ashtray. Maybe there's somebody's brain leaking out. I don't know. All I know is, man, this to me is a crime scene to see. It's not the most beautiful sight to watch. The forests on fire up here, and they're on fire over here, up here, right all the way up into Alaska. Yeah, they're burning us out. I know they say it's better to burn out than fade away, but I think some attitudes and policies need to just fade the fuck away before we all get burned out. As I look in the center of another square form storm out here, it's a worldwide problem. Even us today, my ears won't stop ringing. And I look at this and I know why. And we're being absolutely fried. A big square formed in the haze here above Worcester. Evesham Studley. It'll be far from Studley. If you have no energy that they'll be studding with, that's for sure. Bunch of rhinestone cowboys world. Boom, 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 boom. Going a plume over here. See that? This is man-made weather right in front of your eyes. They got a lot of people in the sites. It ain't just New Zealand. It ain't just Australia. It ain't just America. It's the whole world. And what we throw up there is gonna fall out on us. And who knows, it might make us throw up too. So right, try and stay safe. Try and stay sane. And the world is sane. Alright, big love. Peace.